Hello. I am multitasking. I'm on YouTube and on Instagram. For you that don't know me, I'm Denise Mazzola. This is Geo. And let me just adjust this one. Got just the top of his head. Hang on, camera. Come on. Come on, baby. Oh, that's as good as it's going to get over there. Okay. So today I am talking to you about the missing link, because usually if you're here, you have found me because your dog may be barking, lunging, growling on walks at people or other dogs or both. You may have stranger danger, so you may have just stopped having people over because you're so concerned that your dog is potentially going to bite somebody and have to be put down. And you potentially could have dogs that are fighting in the home, and you may have a conglomeration of the above things. So if that is true, if you have a dog that is barking, lunging, growling in these areas, then you could be feeling frustrated, confused, worried, overwhelmed, because you've had dogs your whole life. You've had this particular breed, fill in the blank, of dog for your whole life, for 40 years, for 20 years, whatever it may be. But this dog has you really puzzled. Okay. So that sounds familiar. If you're watching this live, let me know. If you're watching the replay, let me know that, because that would be super helpful. So if you have a dog that's barking, lunging, and growling, and you're feeling frustrated, confused, and you've had dogs your whole life, I can pretty much tell you that everybody's told you need to socialize your dog more and you need to train your dog more. So you take your dog to Home Depot or to Lowe's or to pet stores, or you may go to dog parks or enroll in doggy daycare. You may have had multiple trainers, 2, 3, 4, you name it. You may have gone to expensive board and trains, but yet your dog is still barking, lunging, and growling. You still don't trust them. Okay. So what's happening here, right? You're doing all the things. People have told you need to socialize. People have told you need to do some training. And yet you go out and you do those things and nothing seems to change, or sometimes things get even worse. So here's the thing. There is something that's missing. And I have been training dogs and people for well over 30 years. I was one of the first 500 people in the United States to get the certification, to get certified. So I am a certified professional dog trainer when that first came out years ago. And I've been an expert witness on several dog attack cases in Keene, New Hampshire. And I write a monthly newsletter. I have a live call-in radio show that I've been doing for about 20 years. The last Monday of every month, we do social media posts, so you can call or email in your questions, and I answer them live on the air. And I did a couple seasons, 4 seasons maybe, of a Doggy Dilemma TV show, which is also available on our YouTube channel. So, all right. So through all of that, through my journey of being a dog trainer, working with thousands of people, making mistakes, because that's what happens early on, I'm like, what is happening? Like, sit down, stay, go to place, come and called is not going to fix the reactive dog. The dog that is barking, lunging, and growling, it's not going to help them. Yeah, they need it and it's helpful, but it's not going to make you trust them more. It's not going to help you have guests over. It's not going to stop the dog fighting. And it's certainly not going to keep your dogs from barking, lunging, and growling on walks. Okay. So the missing piece is we need to start to recognize that our dogs that are doing these things, barking, lunging, and growling, their nervous system is overwhelmed and short-circuiting, and it is keeping them stuck in a fight or flight cycle. And when you are stuck in a fight or flight cycle, you cannot learn. You can't process information. So let's say I give this example on my live webinar. Let's say you're on a plane. I'm sitting next to you. We're having a nice chat. And all of a sudden, the plane takes a nosedive, right? It is heading to the ground. All of a sudden, you are in a life or death situation. You don't care what I'm talking about. You don't care if I start handing you $100 bills. $100 bills is like irrelevant because you think you're going to die, right? You can feel the pressure of the airline, the seatbelt on your on your waist, right? Because everything is forward. You're trying to get the oxygen mask on. Okay. So it's an extreme example, but you are so full of adrenaline and cortisol in that moment that it is not possible for you to learn information. If I were to give you the recipe to something, if I were to give you directions someplace, or if I were going to tell you a funny story or a joke, you don't care. You're not able to process that information because your brain has switched to what I call lizard brain. Prefrontal cortex brain is decision making, you know, sorting out what to do, critical thinking, that kind of stuff. But when that shuts down because you're in a life or death situation, you're back here in lizard brain. And lizard brain does not have the capabilities of following directions. That's why your dog, when you're saying sit, 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 and the dog is like at the dog walking by, no, they can't. It's not that they're being dominant from you or to you. It's not that they're being obstinate or stubborn or that they can't learn. It's simply a matter that they cannot do what you are asking them to do because they think they're going to die. Now, the vast majority of dogs with a reactive behavior are fearful of something, right? Fearful of people, fearful of dogs, cars. It could be a genetic reason. You could have a herding breed like a border collie or a cattle dog that's trying to chase the cars or chase the bikes, right? There's a genetic component to that, which we'll talk about in another live. But for the most part, 95 or higher our dogs are fearful of something. So just like in my plane example, the plane is diving, you're now worried you're going to die. You're back in lizard brain. You cannot process information. Okay. So that's where your dog is. So you can say, with me, sit. You can wave a biscuit around in front of their face and you may get a whole lot of nothing until the scary thing has gone far enough away. And that could be you're having people into your house and maybe they've sat down now and they're just quiet and nothing's happening. And now your dog is like, okay, well, I can kind of eat the cookie that you're offering me. I don't feel good about it and I'm still worried about them, but it's the scary thing isn't jumping around, right? And if you've seen any of my things, I've given you the example before of spiders. Okay. So when your dog is stuck in an emotional dysregulation cycle, meaning their nervous system is overwhelmed and short circuiting and it's keeping them stuck in fight or flight, they cannot learn. They cannot follow your directions even if they want to. And many of these dogs won't even eat. So you may have tried hanging bacon in front of their face or something, they cannot eat. We must calm their nervous system first before you can train. And I don't really care what kind of training methodology you're using. If your dog's nervous system is out of whack and they're stuck in this emotional dysregulation cycle, they're not going to be able to learn a whole lot of anything. Okay. So an emotional dysregulation cycle, their nervous system must be calmed first before we can start to teach them, before they can start to learn and sort of retain the information, right? And the way that we do that in our program is through functional dog training, which I'm not going to get into here because I try to keep these pretty short, like 10 minutes or under. But functional dog training is something that we do with all of our private clients, and it's something that we do within our online program. And it's something that we are going to talk about in our next free webinar, which is coming up. And I will post the link below this. No, I'm not going to do that. You guys can respond with the word calm, CALM, like you want a calm dog. And then I will get in there and I will send you the link so that you can register for our free webinar. We're having them, they're coming right up. So you don't have to wait too long, which is great to know. Okay, so reply calm and you will get a link to join our free webinar coming up soon, which is how to stop your dog's aggressive and reactive behavior, the barking, lunging, and growling, without more socialization, without more obedience training, and without expensive boot camps. Because like I said at the beginning, most of you have already worked with 2, 3, or even 4 trainers. And you've probably tried all kinds of trainers, balance trainers, cookie trainers, whatever it is, right? And boot camps. So Gio and I hope to see you on that webinar. I'm going to get this camera sorted out so you can see more of his cute little face here. And reply calm, and I will send you the link to the next free webinar, How to Stop Your Dog's Aggressive Reactive Behavior Without More Socialization, Without More Obedience Training, and without expensive boot camps. All right, you guys, I will see you later.